All right, Talen. So I'm going to break down your mechanics here, and I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison with you with a good comp I see for you is David Morgan. He's a relief pitcher for the Padres. He seems like he's about your height. He's about 5'10", 5'11", around 190 pounds, 200 pounds. He's been up to 100, so he's doing a lot of things good and kind of has a lot of similarities to you. So first down, let's kind of see what you're doing here. So first thing, I like how you set up here where your hips are, kind of closed off. Something I like. And as we go here, leg lift, looking good. As you see, you make, I know this is flat ground too, but you still make a shift forward, which is really nice here with that hip. And then obviously at leg lift, as you go down, one thing you do very, very good is you actually get into this back hip really well, and you're counter rotating and setting up your upper half. If this was on the mound, you'd be going down the slope a little bit more and kind of catching your weight with that upper body. So this looks really good so far. Obviously getting into that back hip leads you to get into that back leg, put that force into the ground with your foot. Everything looks good. Hands break. As we're going down, you do a really good job of keeping that front hip closed and staying in that back hip. Back leg looks strong, and your arm is starting to flip up and setting up that humerus and that front shoulder close to the target. So this is a really good spot. I like it. As we move forward, you kind of see, pay attention to this back foot, how it makes this shift back here. So this is really good. This is you getting force into the ground with your foot. So right here, everything's elite. This is a good spot. As we're going down the mound, you're still staying closed. So this is really good. Back leg is stacked. Everything's setting up really, really nice. As you go in here and your hips snap open, you're coming over the top with your foot and landing over the top, which is really good. And it's going to send your lower half as an impulse. So it's going to send energy through the chain through your upper body. So lower half is looking really good and really elite. Super impressed of how your lower half is looking in your mechanics. So now we're getting in the area where I see you can have some improvement. First thing I want you to notice is this glove side, right? So you set it up pretty nice here, but then as you can see, you kind of drag it out forward here now. So you're on line, and then you kind of just set it down here, which is not bad, but we can get more of a stronger pull in your glove side. And you can see that like right here, you're getting into extension, which is fine, but I'm going to show you real quick with David Morgan what he does to get in. So as like he sets up his front shoulder, right? So he's closed off here. But notice what he does here where he's actually creating tension with his upper half now. So now he's not getting into extension yet. He's still staying closed. And then he gets into extension right here at the last second. And look at the difference with kind of the stretch he has here compared to you, where it's a little bit not as much stretch in the upper body, the chest stretch shortening cycle with his chest and his lats. So his compared to yours. So this is one thing we can work on. You can see that he's a little bit more counter rotated, so his chest is facing more third base, when yours is still already kind of going towards home right now. So this is kind of like that hip shoulder separation a little bit, where if we can keep this torso back a little more by creating that tension in the glove side back. Let me clear this up. Back here, if we can create better tension right here, kind of like what he does right here, that's going to allow us to keep this torso a little more squared. So instead of leaking it forward here and kind of opening up, he is still staying closed right here at foot strike, where you're already going to start to throw the ball. So he has more of a stretch. You can see his arm hasn't flipped up yet. So he's going to be able to get that optimal stretch right about here. And this is what allows him to throw 100 plus. So going back to your part, when you're coming here, now you kind of have to use your arm to compensate and get into the ball, where your arm should be back here pretty much. So your arm should be back here in layback instead of being up here in layback. You can see with David Morgan, now his arm will start to come in very late and release everything towards the plate. And then where yours is just not as much of a stretch in the cycle. But everything else looks really good. I think we can really work on that front upper body half and then create more tension and get more of a stretch. And that's going to be something where it's going to feel easier to throw harder, and you're going to be getting way more power with less effort. But let me know if you have any questions about anything. I'm going to send you a couple things you can work on with your upper half to feel some tension and some stretch in that area.